Okay, another great crowd for us tonight. You know, we've had great crowds every night in this building. Again, our students continue to show up and really give our guys a lot of energy and bring a lot of energy to the building. Appreciate Longhorn Nation getting behind us tonight, coming off a tough loss over at Houston, where I thought we competed really well and played with had a really good effort. One-day prep coming back against a well-coached Kansas State team here is not easy. Thought our guys did a great job of coming out. Every guy that played tonight, I thought, made a great contribution to our team. I thought this was one of our better team wins on the year, where every guy came in and got things done and really played at a very high level. I thought Tyrese Hunter was a huge part of the game and a big difference in the game with his defense. I thought he came in with an incredible mindset that he wanted to sit down and guard and be engaged, talking on defense, but was really into the game. And, he was the first to the floor, made big-time 50-50 plays, and really just changed the game. When he's playing that way, takes our team to another level, and, again, good team win tonight.
Questions for the players? Eric, go ahead, please, first.
Tyrese, just want to piggyback off what Coach Terry said. Even though you went 3 for 10 tonight, and it's been a struggle for you offensively, how crucial is it for you to just stay locked in and find ways? I think you had 7 boards tonight, and defensively, just find ways to affect the game.
I was always taught that you can affect the game more than just scoring. So, I just always, carried that with me. And that's my role with this team. I got to be that person on defense that, be the leader, get everybody going. And I just got to embrace that, keep it going, and help us win.
Jason on the far right here.
Yeah, Tyrese, you were the first Texas player in the scrum after Kendall Weaver got hit on that flagrant 2. What did you say to the K-State players, and what does it mean to be one of the big leaders on this Texas team?
It's just it's an instinct for me. I grew up with a lot of brothers, and just seeing something, like that happen to my brother, happen. So, I know it wasn't probably intentional or nothing like that. I didn't go up there and say nothing. I probably don't remember the moment. I gotta go back and look at it or something. But no hard feelings behind it. Just so much into the game, so much emotion behind it. That just led to it.
Thomas up front, please.
I'm going to ask Max about that rarefied air of 3,000 points. But first, Dylan, it was 33-31. I think Brock let a ball go out of bounds. Y'all got a little spat. You take a timeout. What did y'all talk about in that timeout? Because y'all went on a run out of that.
Yeah, no, I was definitely just frustrated in that moment. I felt like we needed that ball. I just let my emotions get the best of me. But Brock understands what it was. It wasn't nothing too deep. And we went into the timeout and just continued to harp on our defense, and that was what was going to win us the game, and that's what we tried to lock in and focus on for the rest of the game.
And Max reached 3,000. Do you think about that? You put it in context right now?
No, not at all. I think it's something I appreciate, more when I finish playing. But, super grateful for it. But the important thing, was that team win tonight. Again, that we needed, protect the home court. So build off this and continue to get better.
No in the back.
For Dylan, you guys have had some struggles at home. Last couple games a lot better. How much of an emphasis has been protecting home court, and what's been different in these last 2 games at home?
Yeah, I think the last 2 games at home we've really locked in on our defense. Both West Virginia and K-State tonight we played really great defense and held them both teams to relatively poor shooting nights. Obviously, the West Virginia game we had much better offense, but we know that if we play defense, we'll have a chance to win every game, and so that's what we've been trying to do. We know with those great crowds, we have to, win games in order to keep them coming, and that's what we want to do. And so we're just really grateful for the crowds to continue to show up for us.
Max, obviously really impressive with the 3,000 points tonight, but really good defensive effort overall by the team, and they really weren't able to attack you even as a shorter player. So what do you do on defense as a shorter player to prevent yourself from being attacked like that?
Defense is kind of in your chest, kind of what you have in you. So, if you want to get a stop, you get a stop. So just continue to use just little advantages that I can, have being a smaller player, being quicker than some players. So just whatever to my advantage. I've played a lot of basketball, so, I've seen a whole lot.
Steve, back up, please.
Dylan, let's talk about the last couple of possessions for Kansas State. They're down by 6. They want to get to the rim. They did get to the rim, but the guys didn't give them second chances or you grabbed the rebound both times. What was the attitude there? Was that a must-win situation for you guys at that point in the game?
Yeah, no, we definitely feel like every game going forward for us is an NCAA tournament game. Every game the committee is going to look at for our resume whether or not we can get in or not. And so we want to treat every game like it's our last game, and if we lose, then we're out of the tournament. And so that's kind of the attitude we had going into tonight, and then going into the end of the game that we had to have those rebounds. Obviously on Saturday we didn't get those rebounds, and those are the rebounds that we had to get tonight, and we did.
Cedric, back left, please.
Yeah, for Dylan and Max, how much easier is it for you guys when Tyrese is making that kind of impact defensively and getting those hustle plays that don't always show up in the stat sheets?
I mean, yeah, it's big for us. That defensive intensity, the defensive energy. He set the tone early tonight from the jump. The way he was pressuring the ball, playing up full court, and I think that just trickled down to everybody. We see him, the energy he's playing with, and then we all want to play with that energy. And so it was big for us tonight, and he'll continue to do that.
Two last ones for the players. Cliff in the back camera.
Yeah, Dylan, I was just going to, let me get this framed up. Dylan, I was just going to ask you just your thoughts on Max's milestone tonight of 3,000 points, and just, what if anything you guys have said to them yet, anything you'd like to say now, and just kind of what he has brought to this program this year and been able to reach this milestone.
No, I mean 3,000 points is pretty cool. I don't know too many. I don't know anyone personally that has scored 3,000 points, so. That's a cool, really big milestone. He doesn't. He acts like he's not, happy about it. But I'm sure, what I'm saying. He's probably happy about it, as anyone should be, and I'm sure his family's really happy about that. But yeah, he's a great teammate. Honestly, he shows up every day, has the same attitude, great attitude every day. Does what he's supposed to do, when he's supposed to do it, how he's supposed to do it. And so that's exactly what you want your point guard to do, and that's what he's done. And so. Just bringing that kind of steady leadership has been great for this program.
Last one for the players. Christina, middle left, please.
This is for all three of you guys. Obviously a bounce back win tonight. Is there anything that you guys took from Saturday's game into tonight? Like anything you guys learned specifically?
Watching back that game, key plays down the stretch where we needed rebounds at the end. We were able to get those. Just looking at that from the Houston film, just being more physical. And playing with that defensive energy and intensity that we need to, for the full game.
Exactly what Max said. You just got to have more intent, be more into it, more details. It's about not letting other people get second chance opportunities, and we just having second efforts, to get them loose balls, the 50-50 balls, the defensive rebound, so we can get out and play to our strengths.
Yeah, I think that tonight we didn't let our offense dictate what we did on defense. We shot 36% for the field for the game, and that's pretty bad. But we continue to play defense, possession after possession, and we didn't let up. And that's something that we didn't do on Saturday, and because of that, we came out with the win tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate you.
Take questions from Coach, please. Tyrese, 7 rebounds, was a season tied season high for him. Aaron, go ahead, please, sir.
RT, two-part question for you, kind of piggybacking off Thomas's question to Dylan. When you took that 30-second timeout, 33-31 second half, what was the message to the team? And second part of the question, just talk about your team's ability to close this game out.
Well, I think that at that juncture of the half, we'd done a pretty good job. They changed their defense, on us and went some triangle and two a little bit, and we let that affect us a little bit. We got stagnant a little bit on offense. And then we started letting it affect us a little bit defensively. They got a run out. They got an easy basket at the rim, and just had to try to regroup, hit the reset button in terms of guys. We can't do this. We can't let our offense affect what we do defensively. We still have to sit down and guard and have the right mindset, and we've got to close out this last 4 minutes the right way. And I thought we did that.
Thomas, up front.
Just real quick, sorry. Just
go ahead.
Your team's ability to close.
Yeah, again, I thought. Perry's been a really good second half player. Kaluma was really trying to score the ball for those guys late. It got down to us really having to try to do a great job of containing those guys and playing without fouling and putting them on the free throw line and finishing out possessions and then coming down and executing our offense as well and then finishing at the line. In games like this, you got to go to the foul line and do a great job and want to be there. And we've shot free throws well all year long, and we shot 70% in this game. We had 5 glaring misses late in the game, but we shot free throws pretty well throughout the course of the game, and that's how you close out games.
Coach, with Max's milestone, by his standards, he's kind of been in a shooting slump. You think there's pressure on players, like when they are approaching a milestone like that? And did you get a sense of relief that he kind of finally passed it?
Yeah, I don't think he's given really one thought to, 3,000 points or reaching 3,000 points. I think his biggest objective tonight going into this game was, be a great floor general, be a great teammate, compete as hard as he could possibly compete. Knowing what we're playing for every single game, and I think that's he plays that way all the time. He plays to win, and everything else kind of just takes care of itself in that regards.
Hey, Rodney, I know Tyrese has had some ups and downs offensively this season. What are your conversations been with him as far as letting him know how impactful he can be for your team? Because it seems like when he plays well, you guys are a different team.
Oh, no, absolutely, Cedric. I think, even last year's team, go back to last year's team, when he's playing at an elite level defensively and has a really good mindset, he's really engaged and really involved. I think it really helps him offensively, and he's had some of his better nights when he's playing really, really well defense. And that spreads. When you have that energy and activity, it spreads to other guys having a guard with that same type of energy. And when he brings that, it brings a different element to the game. Even if he's not scoring, he's giving us offense off our defense. And sometimes you get separation in this league when you get offense off your defense.
Coach, just want to ask you about some of the lineup decisions in the second half. We didn't see a whole lot of Kendall Weaver until the back half of the second half, and then for the first time in a while, we saw Dylan Dessou and Caden Shedrick on the court together, even though it was just for a little bit. What went into some of those decisions?
Well, they were on the floor at Houston. Now, they played a lot in Houston. I think the game before that, I can't remember what game that was. Was that TCU before that? No, it wasn't TCU. I don't know who it was here. We played that big lineup a lot of that is predicated on who we're playing and the lineups that they're playing and how physical we need to be as well. And those guys have played well together. Again, when you're still just, those guys didn't have a summer together. They didn't have a fall with our team. You're still in the middle of the season trying to mesh those guys together. That's not easy. But we don't make any excuses. We continue to try to build on it as the season goes. But they give us rebounding presence. They give us an inside presence. They can play together with each other. And they've shown that they can play well together when they're out there on the floor. I thought Ethiel Harden came in and played well for us today as well. He gave us 2 big threes and, came in and guarded really hard, that kept Weaver off the floor a little bit as well, and stuff. So, I think we can play a lot of different ways. And, Weaver's played well to this point right now, but, sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit and go with different guys. And Brock also playing the 3-4 a little bit helps us, stretch the floor a little bit as well with another shooter on the floor. So all those things come into play.
Coach, we've talked to the players and to Coach Tang about the last 2 minutes of the game, or last minute of the game when they had down by 6 and you really needed a stop there. They got to the rim, didn't make the shot, but Dessou came away with the rebound both times. Talk about the bounce back for your team, especially those types of plays at the end of games that you needed to have, and Dessou made them both.
Yeah, I thought we stepped up and finished those possessions out. We knew that those guys were going to put pressure on the basket to try to get to the foul line. But I'll go back further when we're up 12 and we got to come down and play without foul and try to close this game out. We're really one stop away from really just closing the game out with a double-digit win and free throws, to close the game out. That was a big play to get them a 3-point basket and a free throw, to keep the game alive a little bit, and stuff. But give our guys credit. They hung tough. They kept playing and kept working the game, and we knew we still had to continue to finish it out.
What was your reaction to the flagrant foul their freshman guard had against you guys in the second half?
Well, I think, again, I thought it was I from where I was, I couldn't completely tell if he made a play on the ball. I just know that there was an opportunity to have close to uncontested layup, but he came in and made a hard foul. And in those situations, you don't fault those guys for that. You gotta try to put him on the line and not give him an explosive play that's gonna give the other team energy and momentum and everything. But again, I don't think there was any negative intent in terms of the play itself.
Coach, on that play, and then there was a moment in the first half where Tyrese had a bit of a moment with, I think it was Perry on K-State as well. I'm sure it's a balancing act as a coach, seeing the intensity from your team. Is there anything positive you can take away from the fight that Tyrese and some of the guys showed in moments like that?
Well, I don't think there was a fight. I mean, there was no punches thrown. There was a little talking back and forth, but I think no situation where any guys were, close to really getting into some things. I think everything was really kind of, we diffused the situation pretty quickly with everybody around, But those plays happen. They happen at every level, and I think you can't let the emotion, take over in those type of situations. You have to continue to keep your head and continue to stay in the game. Those are just a hard physical foul, not wanting to give up an easy play, and hopefully, we would react the same way if it was on the other end down there. We would, hopefully they would want to diffuse the situation as well. I had no problem stepping in trying to diffuse my guys away from the situation as well as their guys and just saying, hey, guys, let's just keep playing and no harm, no foul. Let's just keep working this game. It's been a well-played game. Let's just, let's keep our heads and keep playing.
Rodney, what are the difficulties of installing a one-day prep, especially when the front end of that is on the road and includes traveling home?
Yeah, you know what I'll say to that. At least we've had those at home this year. Last year we had for the first time, and I'm 14 years in Big 12 play. We had a Saturday game on the road, top 10 team. Monday game on the road, top 10 team. Never had that happen in 14 years in Big 12 play. But to have an opportunity to go on the road and come back home the way it's supposed to be, it's what we do this time of year, and it's no different than preparing yourself for the NCAA tournament. You have a one-day prep, one-day turnaround, and it's on to another really good opponent. So I think in those situations, guys have to really lock in to the details. They have to really lock into the game plan. You watch a lot of tape, and then you've got to go and instead of going bone-on-bone practice, you got to be able to walk through things and situations for your guys to be able to see it the next day and manage it the following day as well. But it's a quick turnaround. And with that, though, you've got to be locked into personnel. This time of year, we're all gonna go at one-on. We're gonna go at the actions. We're gonna know what they're going, what they're running. They're gonna know what we're running. Now it's gonna get down to personnel, who you're guarding, and then trying to put your will on them in terms of closing out possessions with physical blockouts and no second chance opportunities.
Have time for a couple last ones. Back here, Jeff, please.
Coach, going back to that flagrant foul at the end of the game, it looked like you made a point to chat with Kendall one-on-one as he came off the court. Was that just your kind of health check with him, or was that a teaching moment that you wanted to take advantage of?
No, I just told him to take a deep breath. I said, hey, no harm intended there. I mean, it's a hard play, but step up to the line right there like you've been working on and make your free throws right now and, gather yourself and do your routine, and stuff. So he did. He gathered himself. He made 2 big free throws. I think that put us up 12, I think, at that juncture of the game. And, big play and great job, finishing out at the foul line.
2 last ones. Wes got up front.
Yeah, it looked like y'all were going away from the pick and roll a little bit and working the ball into Dylan in the paint. What was the philosophy behind that and how you wanted to attack Kansas State?
Well, I think anytime you're able to put the ball in the paint with the Sioux, I mean, you kind of, again, got to pick your poison. Early in the game they came and they doubled, and we got a dive to the rim dunk for Dylan Mitchell. They came again late and doubled again. He got another dunk. With the dive, good execution in terms of working against a double. We just played against the best monster team in the country. We call it monster when you go post-to-post trap. Houston's the best in the country at it, so we've been well-versed over the last 2 weeks of playing against traps in the post, but not deterring us from still putting the ball in the post. But again, the Sioux's one of those guys that if they don't come in double, he has an opportunity to score one-on-one in the post with a high percentage shot, or if he gets fouled, he can make foul shots and everything. So a lot of that goes into play down the stretch, in terms of, trying to work that ball into the paint.
Coach, a lot of games this year have kind of come down to whether or not you can get Max going. You look at the Iowa State game, and he didn't really have it that night, and you guys come out on the losing end. Tonight, he didn't really have the scoring punch, but you guys still find a way to win. What can you kind of take away from that?
Well, I thought, again, in the Iowa State game, if you go back to that game, we didn't guard at the level that we needed to guard the first 20 minutes of the game. We did in the second half, but we needed to do that in the first half, and that game was still in the balance to win, even without having one of our better shooting nights, Again, tonight, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well. We got good looks again tonight. We just didn't shoot it well, and that happens. You can't control, how well you're going to shoot the basketball, but every night you can control your effort and your preparation in terms of how hard you play on the defensive end of the floor. And I thought tonight we did a good job of really not letting our offense affect our defense. When we got stagnant a little bit on offense, we still came down and guarded and finished possessions with blockouts and didn't give up the second chance point. So I thought that was a big difference, and I thought, again, Tyrese was a big part of that. Thank you all. Appreciate your time. Thank you.